So let me make this very clear. This video does not go for all women that are single, because a lot of people are single. But for the most part, is what I mean. Not all women. And I guarantee a majority of women on this channel, it probably does not go for a lot of you guys, because there's a lot of great people on this channel. And what I basically mean is, like, most of modern women in today's society, because there's a lot of superficial women out there that they just have delusional ways of thinking and being, and that basically is the number one reason why most of these women are lonely and single today, because of these things. Now, like I said, there's a lot of people that are single, but it might not be because of these things. But most, it honestly is. It's delusional ways of thinking and being. And nothing is ever good enough for these individuals. I honestly believe these individuals are not good enough for the things that they say is not good enough for them, if I'm being real. And that's why they behave like this. That is why they are like this, because deep down inside, I believe a lot of these women are wearing masks. They want people to think this, but in actuality, they might look good, but they have nothing real to offer. They bring nothing to the table, and they want to sit back and complain why things are the way they are, but they don't accept something good whenever it comes their way. They don't accept it because they're not ready for it. And then they'll make up these bullshit excuses as if something is not good enough for them, or for whatever reason. And it's hilarious to me. It's all a mind game. That's all they do is play mind games. Like, these types of women is what I'm saying. Not all. I have to keep repeating myself because I don't want you guys forgetting what I said at the start of this video. It's not everybody. It's not all women, so don't think that. I'm just saying, it's like a select bunch, and they're all the same. They're all pretty delusional, if I'm gonna be real. And that's keeping it nice. I could go deep and just tear them apart, but I'm not going to go to that extent. Yeah, it's basically what it is. You guys know what I'm saying. You guys know what I'm talking about. They say they want this. They say they want that. When they get what they say they want, they don't accept it. Or something happens, or they mess something up. They do something bad, and they miss out on what they could have had, but yet they make excuses. And it's the delusional ways of thinking is what gets them. They think the grass is always greener on the other side, and they don't see what is right in front of them. What is right in front of them is what it's always going to be. There's nothing so much greater out there. And even if they'll realize that even if they get something much greater, that it was not what they thought it was. And most of the time, they end up regretting their life. They end up regretting the decisions that they make. They become single, lonely, and miserable. And like I said, not all women that are single are lonely and miserable. There's a lot of single men out there that are not lonely and miserable. It is what it is. But these types, they are, because they don't have their shit together. They don't know who they are. They're pointing the fingers at everybody else. And the way they talk, it's just so delusional. Like, they really have stuff made up in their mind of how life is and how things are, and it's not the way that they think it is, which is why they make terrible decisions. They have terrible judgment on other people and everything else that is around them in this world. they're living in this la-la land that is just not real. Which is why they never get the things they think they can get or want. Most of the times, whenever they had something that was the best for them, they think something else is better, and it's not. It's just not. They had it and they lost it. Because nothing is ever good enough for those types of individuals. Nothing is ever good enough for them. They're never satisfied with something. And it hits them when they get older. And that's whenever those same exact individuals become single, lonely, and miserable. And statistics even show today that women are more unhappier than ever before in life. This whatever you want to call it that's going on in this world, the way that women are, it's only getting worse and worse and worse for them. It's like more women are trying to become males. More women are trying to become like men, like dominant like men. Trying to take the role of masculinity, trying to become an alpha, and it's so unattractive. No real man wants something like that in their life. Real men want feminine energy around them. They don't want other alphas around them, only if you're at work or something like this, or if you're competing against each other, you're competing against another alpha. You're not teaming up with another alpha. You're not mating with another alpha. Masculinity, femininity need to come together. And women are messing this up. Not all, because obviously femininity still exists, just not nearly as much. And I think that's why the world is going crazy. And it took a turn for the worse over the last 5 to 6 years especially. This stuff hasn't been nearly as strong as it is, like even from 2010 to 2015, it wasn't that bad. It got so much worse. So much worse. And I only see it getting worse. I only see females having more delusional ways of thinking. And, and this is why men work so hard today. I believe men are happier than they've ever been. And this is not, I just said this is what I believe. This is actually facts. And there's statistics out there that show it. Men today are happier than they've ever been. And women are the most unhappy they've ever been. Who's doing it right and who's doing it wrong? I see more men today that are working harder than ever before. I see more jack guys today than I've ever seen before. And I see more women who are not just themselves more than ever before. Who's doing it right? Women need to stop acting and behaving like men and start to be themselves. We don't want some control freak around us. We don't want some women that's bossy around us. We want a sweet, nurturing, feminine woman around us that has her back. That's it. You're a part of the team. We don't want you to one-up us, to dominate us. We don't want you to backtalk us, nothing like that. We're not talking down on you. We just don't want you coming in our face saying all these things or telling us how it has to be. It's things like this. And women just like these delusional women out there, I don't know what they think. I think they think it's weak if they are to like be with a man. Like, it makes zero sense. The happiest women, and I've seen a video of this. This woman that was doing an interview, and she's famous. I think it was Candace Owens. If I'm not, it might not have been. So don't quote me on this, but it was either her or somebody else. But she said the highlight of her day, every single day, is making a meal for her husband. That gives her more fulfillment. That gives her more joy than literally meeting up with the president and having dinner with him. It's more fulfilling than the work she does. It's more fulfilling than everything else. Pleasing her man. Now that's a real woman. And you know what the man does? He works his ass off and provides. These are things women are supposed to be doing. But they don't want to do the bare minimum today. And I'm not saying all women, please. Do not come at me. But most women don't even want to do the bare minimum today. Cook, clean, wash, do laundry. These things like this. Because they think they're being taken advantage of. They're so delusional, they think everything should be given to them for free. And they have to do nothing. They just sit up, put their feet up. Everything's taken care of. They don't think they have to do anything. And they're going to be in for a rude awakening, because they can have fun trying to manage everything in life themselves without a solid man by their side. And the most happiest women out there, I shit you not, are the ones that do get a real man, and she is taking the role of a real woman. You can't get better than that. You can't get happier than that. You can't get more fulfillment than that, because that is what it is. It's how it always was, and it's how it always should be. But it's this movement that's going on in today's society, and I know you guys know what I'm talking about. It's all these women that are coming out saying, oh, I want to be Miss Independent, and I can do all this myself. I don't need a man, blah, blah, blah. They're digging their own grave. They are digging their own grave. So they can have fun with that. But that's all I'm saying. It's those types of women. And not all independent women, not all women who are single are like that, but you can tell which ones are which. And do I think it's wrong for a woman to have all of her shit together, her finances, everything all together, so she can live by herself and create a life by herself? I don't think there's anything wrong with that. Because what if you do get in a relationship with the wrong person? Then that makes all the sense in the world. But what's ideal is to have the right man by your side. What's ideal for the right man is to have the right woman by his side. They go together. You know what I mean? And like I said, things can happen. You can end up single. You can end up married, and then all of a sudden you're single. So in this case, I do believe everybody should have their own shit together. I do believe everybody should have at least something for themselves. But yeah, this is how it is, guys. This is how things are going. And it's not how it should be going, but it's going like this. I think men and women are starting to grow apart. They're becoming more like enemies, and women don't want to do what they're supposed to do. And I do believe if it's anybody's fault, it's way more of women's fault than it is men. I think way more. And with that being said, there are lots of good women out there. But there's so many that are not. And that's the point of this video. I talk to women on a daily basis. I see lots of them. I talk with lots of them in public, over social media, places like this. And there are good ones out there, but there's far too many that are delusional, that are going to get a rude awakening and they're going to have to learn the hard way. And it is what it is. But I'm just making this video and saying these things because this is what's going on in today's society. There's nothing I can do about it. There's nothing any of you can do about it. It's just, the more awareness about this, the better, because somebody could watch this video and see some faults in themselves and be like, wow, like maybe I am doing this the wrong way or something like this. But I even see other things out there related to this video, and it's 1000% facts. It's not like I'm sitting here and I'm the only one saying these things, because it's everywhere and it's 100% facts. And I talk to a lot of women, not all the time, not every day. I mean, I have talked to a lot of women. I know how they are, I know how they act. And I'm still a young guy, and like, I've been dealing with them ever since I was like, coming on to the end of elementary school in like grade 6. Nothing too serious there, obviously, but grade 7, 8, 9, I dealt with a lot in between there. Had a few different girlfriends in between there. Dealt with a lot in high school, and dealt with a lot from high school up till right now at the age of 25. And I'm telling you guys now, everything I'm saying is 100% facts, and it only got worse over time. This stuff wasn't even nearly as bad whenever I was in high school. Not even nearly as bad. I think social media and the way it started to go, and the way it started people to change, the way people started to change over social media, it made people's egos just go crazy. And the young generation is in so much trouble because they're literally growing up into it. They're growing up into these egotistical ways of thinking. When you see social media, when you see the way other people act and stuff like this, it's brainwashing they use. And I only see it getting worse from here. Only more ego involved. Less authenticity. Less authenticity from everybody. And I see nothing but disastrous things happening for the world. But like I said, there's nothing I can do. There's nothing any of you can do. All we can do is spread awareness. And that's it for this video. I'm going to wrap this one up, and I'm going to get out of here with the next video. And I'll be back.